Hi, this is David Stanko for AmericanSalon.com. Join me every other week to hear me interview industry celebs and other interesting folks. Here we are in New York City once again with the amazing American Salon people, and sitting next to me is probably even the more amazing Miss Beth Minardi. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, David. Good to see you.
You know, I think the first thing I want people to know is that we've known each other for about 20 years.
We sure have, and you and I are both from Pittsburgh.
Right. And we've been threatening to have coffee and lunch and dinner for just about 20 years.
We sure have.
So
it's great to be here. Great to be here.
I'm glad. I'm thrilled because I think that the listener will get a lot of great gems coming from you, because you've been called many things in your life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything from the high priestess of color to something that makes me, when I think of you, Beth, is someone said to me once, you probably have forgotten more than most people even know about color.
Well, thank you. It is my thing. I adore it. I love it, and it is a subject that has fascinated me since I've been a little kid.
Well, let's jump in here. Overall, what do you think is the take on the beauty industry right now?
I think we're at a very interesting spot. I think we're kind of at a dangerous spot. I see the proliferation of independent contractors and booth renters and suites, and these can all be good things. But I believe that part of this is because this demise in the single owner salon is because of costs, and also because there were a lot of salon owners out there that didn't do the right thing for their staff. Maybe they thought they were, but people get hurt, confused, feeling, sometimes it's not even money, it's being appreciated, and sometimes owners were absent. And creative people need a lot of creative love, and I think they're looking for it. So sometimes they think they might do better on their own. This makes selling product harder. It makes getting good education to them harder. It gets, maybe as Great American is online, but getting that wonderful magazine in your hand to read and to touch and to flip pages is becoming less and less common. So we are at a very big crossroads in our industry.
Well, speaking of crossroads, you mentioned, that hairdressers, hair colorists specifically, in our case, are emotional people.
We are.
And they need a lot of emotional care. And speaking of that care, if you weren't a hair colorist, what is it that would be the most interesting to you to do?
Well, my degree is in education and theater. I'm supposed to be doing that if I followed my degree. I would probably I tried being an actor, and I realized I couldn't support myself very well. I would probably be a teacher of theater in a school, or I would do something very different, and that is train horses. I grew up with hunters and jumpers, and I could be in a barn or on a stage teaching hair color in a salon, and those are two very different things, but the barn becomes more and more interesting as time goes on.
The barn or Broadway?
Well, I guess that ship has sailed with Broadway, but being in a barn is probably one of my dreams.
Well, what's one of the hardest lessons you've learned in the past 10 years?
I learned that everything is not forever. I learned that things that I thought were forever were not. And I felt more betrayed in business and in life than I ever thought I could survive.
And have you survived?
I have. And it has not been easy. And I could not have done it without a hair color saved my life. My incredible staff saved my life. My wonderful work with the people I teach in this industry, people like you, have saved my life. The people I knew years ago at Clairol and Redken, and my wonderful, supportive, lovely salon family at Joico. My incredible clients, and my daughter, that all saved my life.
Wow, that's I don't even know where to go from that, because that's so powerful. To say that an industry has been there for you.
Yes, this industry has embraced me, and I will never forget that. I am forever grateful.
Well, you certainly give back tenfold.
I try.
Yeah, well, you do a great job on that. I don't know, on that subject, any other regrets that you feel?
Maybe a long time ago, when I was in the corporate end of things for a large company, maybe I departed there too quickly. I was director of education for a very powerful color company, and I loved that job. And I also had an entrepreneurial spirit in me. While I don't really regret that, I sometimes do think about that. I do.
Yeah, I can relate to that because as you know, our paths have crossed for many years, and there are some people you can get on board with and some you can't, and then there just comes a time where you have to strike out.
You do. You must strike out. And I say this to the people I teach, don't put your own light under a bucket. While you want to cooperate and go along, there comes a time in you must know who you are. You must consider and really honestly appraise what you're worth, what you bring to the table, and then find the right table.
That's a good one. So on that vein, any other advice to new colorists?
Well, for new colorists, I congratulate you. I know you're entering this business at a time when there's this company and these claims and that claim. I think that you should always go to education, even if it's not a person whose product you follow, to see if there are any ideas or tidbits or techniques you can follow. And I also think it's good to go to sometimes sit in an audience and say, boy, I knew that, or wow, I think that's wrong. I think growing and allowing yourself to be in touch, and you must read the periodicals, you must look at American, you must look at other sources, you need to go, and while you shouldn't believe every single technique or every trend, because there are some crazy ones out there, you must know you cannot be creative until you understand hair and hair color and what the actions of color do. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to learn anything, I just want to learn how to make a pink streak. Well, supposing you can't do that, supposing you don't know how to do it, and supposing the client hates that pink streak, where are you then? And what do you do? It's example, you can't learn to make a souffle until you know how to boil water or crack an egg. And some of these people don't want to go through, kids are now growing up where they can use a computer at school, where they don't need to learn to multiply. They're using a calculator, and that's okay. And they're so driven to pass a test, but learning the material and embracing, as you and I've done, embracing what is hair fiber, how does it break down, what does color do to it, what is the action of ammonia or an ammonia substitute, what is the action of developer, what if a lady has dark brown hair, she can't be a blonde in 15 minutes in a single process. These are the kinds of things young colorists need to do, and I would recommend they get out of beauty school and stop thinking they're a star when they graduate. Find a salon that's color-oriented, work as an assistant for a good colorist, put your head down, work hard, and don't expect immediate success. It takes time.
Wow. It's so funny. I got so lost in in listening to your answer that I forgot to read the next questions because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm started taking notes here on some of this because that's all extremely powerful, great information.